There will be a new moon in Pisces on March 11, 2013 at 12:52 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 7:52 Greenwich Mean Time. This new moon in Pisces marks the beginning of the end of the Sun's apparent path through the Zodiac ecliptic. The alignment of the Sun, the Earth, and the Moon in its inferior position closest to the Sun creates high tidal waves throughout the Earth's oceans. This special alignment is believed to have a similar impact on the blood of all living organisms on Earth, based on the idea that our blood is made up of mostly water. With the increased heat caused by the kinetic energy rushing through the meridians of the body, one can easily understand why the new moon is seen as a cycle of cleansing that inspires and resets our emotions. As we go through this emotionally cleansing cycle every 28 to 29 days, we have the opportunity to reflect on the habits we choose to change. Such reflection and deep thought is a natural, organic process that helps us to reach our goals and affirm the choices that we make that help us make our dreams a reality. Who else knows about dreams better than the old wise seeker of the Zodiac, Pisces the fish? In astrolosophy, each sign of the Zodiac ecliptic can be seen as a different house or coach that the seeker stops at to learn about and improve themselves. The idea is that a lifetime is spent in each of the 12 houses examining all of the positive and negative qualities of living in three-dimensional material reality. Once the seeker reaches the 12th house of Pisces, the soul is ready to move on to Nirvana or Shangri-La, or continue the learning process again with the fiery cardinal leader of the Zodiac known as Aries the Ram. On the 360-degree yearly cycle, Aries represents 0 to 30 degrees of the circle, while Pisces represents 330 to 360 degrees of the same circle. So you can see the two signs as being right next to each other or at extreme ends of the spectrum, worlds apart. Aries is the cardinal pioneering spirit of the Zodiac, manifested through fire, which represents their action-oriented mode of living. In essence, Aries is fire of fire, or absolute yang. Pisces is the last mutable spirit of wisdom, manifested through the yielding and contemplative force of water, making it absolute yin. In essence, Pisces is water of water, because they are a flexible and spiritual modality of water known as a mutable sign. In addition to being a spiritual water of sorts, Pisces is also identified as the physical form of water among the Platonic solids called the icosahedron. This versatile element has the ability to manifest on the physical plane as a solid, liquid, or gas. In astrophysics, the planet Neptune takes about 165 years to orbit the Sun once, which means Neptune spends almost 14 years in each zodiac sign on the ecliptic. Neptune is a gas giant with 13 moons and takes about 16 Earth hours to rotate once on its axis. Neptune's biggest moon is named Triton after his sun. In mythology, Neptune is one of the Olympian gods of the Dodecatheon with dominion over the sea. Neptune carries a three-pronged trident that he uses to control the tides of the ocean, cause earthquakes, and create horses. At one point, he desired the goddess Ceres. To put him off, Ceres asked him to make the most beautiful animal that the world had ever seen. So to impress her, Neptune created the very first horse. In some accounts, his first attempts were unsuccessful and created a variety of other animals. By the time the horse was created, his passion for Ceres had died. Neptune is said to be the ruler of the unconfirmed continent of Atlantis. Mercury, Venus, Mars, the Moon, and Neptune are all currently in Pisces. This grouping of planets form a stellium on steroids under the Neptune-ruled Pisces Sun. So all matters of action, emotion, communication, and artistic inspiration are exaggerated in a deep and fierce hurricane of procrastination. The tidal wave of tedious and twisted situations that are likely to happen may leave you feeling less than enthusiastic. This lack of enthusiasm will probably give you very little motivation to break free of the gravity well of self-victimization and isolation. So stay warm next to the burning kindling of kinship and friendship that will be tested both at home and at work. While hopes and dreams have a high potential to manifest in abundance under Pisces, remember that the Pisces archetype has a dark side that plays out through Neptune. The story of Neptune violating a priestess of Minerva in her very own temple is a clear example of this Neptunian dark side. The priestess of Minerva had to suffer the indignity of the encounter with Neptune, only to also be transformed into the snake-headed gorgon known as Medusa by the goddess of war Minerva. Talk about blaming the victim. This little story is a clear warning to be careful not to fall under the negative influence of Neptune's irritating incantation of privileged indifference. The week leading up to the full moon was certainly a challenge. The void between Pisces and Aries, sometimes called the Band of Death, isn't a void of uncertainty, it is an opportunity to presence the mind in the space of no-thingness. That's right, to stress about no things at all is a no-thingness. That is a directive to clear your mind of continuous chatter and focus on that which you want instead of that which you are afraid of. This recipe of Piscean principles will shift you from escapist behavior that would make Harry Houdini and Chris Angel very jealous. The powerful vibration of Piscean principles will shift you fast and furiously onto a galloping filly of faith and hope. Speaking of hope, Mercury will be coming out of retrograde on March 17th, but don't expect the mess he made to clear up until April 7th. I can think of a few Rams who will be celebrating on that day. But never worry, never fear, the Saturn smackdown is everywhere. That's right, Capricorn's ruler, the father of time Saturn, is still retrograde in Scorpio and refuses to put down the riding crop. With the download of the full moon in Virgo, there is a lot of work to be done, since the world of dreams and diligence blasted the earth with a message of hope and freedom through responsibility and vigilance. Those who feel defeated are slowly returning to the gladiator coliseum that we call life. As we switch from Pisces to Aries late on March 19th of this year, I share with you a quote from one of the Ascended Masters. Keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive because your behavior becomes your habits. Keep your habits positive because your habits become your values. Keep your values positive because your values become your destiny. Mahatma Gandhi. And this concludes this webisode of Astrolosophy. Thanks for joining me.